DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, will the deadly shooting at a local carnival bring cancellations? Plus, lawmakers reach a compromise with major healthcare providers, and a UD student is arrested for a hate crime. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Making news today, police are investigating a cross-border shootout stemming from a pursuit in Wilmington. This all happened just a few hours ago. Officers responded to apprehend a shooting suspect on North Madison Street this afternoon. The suspect, a 23-year-old female, fled onto I-95, leading police into Pennsylvania. She reportedly crashed, fired at police, then fled to Chester, where she crashed again and attempted a home invasion. Multiple officers from various departments discharged their firearms. The suspect did die from her injuries. One officer sustained minor injuries. The incident is under investigation by Delaware County District Attorney's Office, with officers involved placed on administrative duty. And 8 days prior to the tragic shooting outside a carnival at the Concord Mall in Brandywine 100, Delaware State Police had been called to the same venue due to multiple fights involving teenagers. The initial altercations erupted around 8:45 on the carnival's opening day, less than 4 hours after the festivities began. While no weapons were reported, the fights prompted police intervention, with one 15-year-old subsequently arrested for disorderly conduct. Despite efforts to contain the situation, tensions flared again on the following Saturday night. This time, gunfire erupted, claiming the life of a 16-year-old boy and injuring a 17-year-old. In response to the tragic events, organizers confirmed the closure of the carnival, originally slated to run until May 19th. The decision underscores broader safety concerns plaguing such community events nationwide. Incidents like these, unfortunately, are not isolated just to Delaware. Across the country, reports of violence at local festivals raise questions about safety protocols and the feasibility of hosting such gatherings. As communities grapple with these challenges, organizers face difficult decisions about the future of these beloved traditions weighed against public safety. Despite efforts to enhance security measures, concerns persist, prompting some to contemplate the feasibility of continuing these events in the long term. And downstate now, Laurel School District Superintendent Sean Larimore was arrested for DUI on Saturday night. The incident occurred on Route 13 near Camp Road around 11:30 at night, when Larimore allegedly passed a police traffic stop without slowing down. Officers apparently observed him swerving and driving on the shoulder. The vehicle's registration was reportedly expired. Authorities said 53-year-old Larimore exhibited multiple indicators of alcohol impairment. Officials say he refused a breathalyzer test, prompting a blood sample to be taken, with results expected in about a month. Larimore faces DUI and traffic offense charges and has been released pending a court date. He serves as the top official in the Laurel School District, which caters to approximately 2,600 students. And a 27-year-old Delaware man was killed when a speeding car hit the vehicle he was a passenger in. Edwin Bawa of Newark died from injuries he sustained in a two-vehicle crash that happened over the weekend on Chestnut Hill Road and Chestnut Crossing Drive. As the car he was in turned, police said a 19-year-old man driving a Ford Mustang at a high rate of speed struck the car Bawa was in. Bawa was reportedly not wearing his seatbelt and was ejected from the car. He was reportedly taken to the hospital where he died. The driver of the car was taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Mustang driver was not injured. Anyone who witnessed this crash is asked to contact investigators at 302-365-8484. And a 54-year-old man who was shot dead last week following an argument with a teen boy has been identified as Randy Bolden. A 17-year-old Dover boy has been charged with murder and taken to Stevenson House Detention Center on $535,000 cash bail. According to police, the teen and the 54-year-old man were arguing inside a home in the 400 block of River Road when the argument apparently turned physical. Well, at some point, police say the 17-year-old obtained a firearm and shot the victim. Randy Bolden from the Seaford area was found shot in his upper body. He died at Bay Health Hospital's Kent campus. The teen left before officers arrived, but police said the boy surrendered himself about 3 hours later. And state police are investigating an armed robbery that happened in the Bear area. Police were called to the AT&T mobile store at 1839 Pulaski Highway just before 6 p.m. on Sunday. Officers were told that two unknown men confronted an employee with a knife and apparently demanded access to the safe. The employee complied, with the suspect stealing an undisclosed amount of electronics. They then drove westbound on Pulaski Highway in a black sedan. Surveillance video and images of the suspects were not yet available. Anyone with information is asked to contact Delaware State Police or Delaware Crime Stoppers. And detectives have made an arrest in connection with an attempted murder case. Police say 18-year-old Lewis Cameron of Hyattsville, Maryland, was taken into custody for his alleged involvement. Police say on October 8th of 2023, troopers responded to a report of a shooting at a home at the 31,000 block of Maple Court in Lewis. When police arrived, they found a 29-year-old Millsboro man suffering from gunshot wounds. After extradition from Maryland, Cameron was brought to Delaware on May 10th. He was then charged with attempted first-degree murder. He now sits in Sussex Correctional Institution with a bail set at $1.2 million cash bond. And police in Laurel are searching for one more suspect after a hit and run around 2:40 in the afternoon on Saturday. Laurel police noticed a gold Toyota 4Runner driving erratically, ultimately striking another car, turning out of a driveway, causing that driver to have suffered a minor head injury. The 4Runner then reportedly drove behind a building while the driver fled the scene. A passenger in the vehicle moved to the driver's seat. When officers tried to initiate a traffic stop, the 4Runner apparently sped off and a dangerous vehicle pursuit ensued. The 4Runner eventually reached a dead-end dirt road. There, the driver attempted to flee on foot and was taken into custody soon after. The driver was identified as 28-year-old Kenya Winder of Bridgeville, Delaware. She was charged with over half a dozen crimes and committed to Sussex Correctional Institution in lieu of bail. The second passenger of the 4Runner was identified as 26-year-old Shakia Jones of Seaford. Jones was committed to Sussex Correctional for 2 violation of probation warrants. Police say the driver of the vehicle at the time of the collision is still outstanding, and this photo on the left is the person that police are looking for. Anyone with information regarding this incident is urged to call 302-875-2244. And University of Delaware police arrested 23-year-old Jenna Candile after witnesses reported that she had damaged several flags at a Holocaust memorial sponsored by a Jewish student group. According to a report, Candile made vulgar statements about the Jewish community and the Holocaust. According to the Department of Justice, the woman said, quote, "The Holocaust should have happened," end quote. She later admitted the vandalism to police officers who took her into custody. She has since been banned from the UD campus and now faces 3 misdemeanor charges, including a hate crime. And in a Monday night meeting, the Wilmington City Council Finance and Economic Development Committee has greenlit a revised budget for fiscal year 2025, totaling nearly $194 million. The revamped budget is slated for a vote before the full City Council this Thursday. Adjustments have been made to mitigate Mayor Mike Przicki's proposed increases in sewage and stormwater rates for Wilmington residents. The revised plan aims to reduce the additional monthly cost for the average resident from nearly $6 to under $4. Further alterations to the budget include a $100,000 boost in funding for the HBCU Foundation, a $100,000 allocated for a pilot program to deploy traffic calming measures, and $350,000 transfer from the city's tax stabilization reserve to support minority-owned enterprises. To accommodate these adjustments without straining finances, the committee opted to scrap a proposed emergency medical services division that would have assumed ambulance transport duties here in Wilmington, thereby saving the city an estimated $4 million. Instead, St. Francis Hospital, currently responsible for ambulance services here in the city, will extend its contract for $1.9 million. The public can participate virtually or in person at Thursday's meeting held at the Lewis Redding City County Building. For further details on the forthcoming meeting and budget proposal, you can visit wilmingtoncitycouncil.com. And Delaware healthcare providers and lawmakers have struck a compromise on a bill establishing a hospital cost review board. Negotiations led to amendments in House Bill number 350, aligning it with a more adaptable price index and clarifying the board's role. The shift eased some concerns from hospital operators. Supported by major public sector labor unions, the bill heads to the Senate now with bipartisan support. Governor John Carney praised the collaboration, emphasizing the bill's potential to curb rising healthcare costs. And in Sussex County election news now, Georgetown has affirmed Bill West as mayor in a tight race against town council member Angela Townsend. West, a former state trooper, secured victory with 379 votes, while Townsend trailed closely with 345 votes. West, who initially took office in 2014, outlined his priorities for Georgetown, emphasizing community growth, addressing homelessness, and bolstering the town's police force. Meanwhile, in South Bethany, residents have chosen Town Council Secretary Edie Dondero as their new mayor, defeating fellow council member Tim Shaw by a margin of just 51 votes. Dondero has pledged to tackle stormwater management issues, plan for rising sea levels, and develop a comprehensive 10-year plan for the town. Additionally, South Bethany voters opted to re-elect all 3 incumbent town council members. And former Delaware Representative and Senator Bruce Enis, recognized for spearheading the establishment of the statewide paramedic service, was recently honored by Kent County. The county renamed its station at 5100 Wheatley's Pond Road in Smyrna as the Bruce C. Enis Paramedic Station. Enis, who served as the 28th District Representative from 1982 to 2007, and as the 14th District Senator from 2007 to 2022, was praised at a ceremony on May 10th, attended by county leaders and emergency responders. During his tenure as a representative, Enis co-sponsored the Delaware Paramedic Services Act, which laid the foundation for a coordinated advanced life support system statewide. And that's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us all across your favorite social media platforms. And for a look at what's happening all around Delaware, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. We'll see you right back here later this week. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.